Telephone again. Launching the meeting now. Turning on the original cloud. Hi everyone. We are sorry for the delay in convening our meeting. We seem to have a very limited internet connectivity, but we will make sure that within this hour we continue. Our topic is basically an energy healing session. In the era of COVID-19, we have so many challenges. Terror, the fear of unknown. Now, the essence of the energy healing, it's all about the asking the universe to project the energy, the free healing force of Mother Nature, through the belief in the presence of God, the upper higher planes of the universe, that we cannot do anything on our own. And this has got elements of the chakra healing. Chakras are the body energy wheels that transverse from the head down. We've got the 7 energy wheels. We also use the ayandra, which also goes with our positive affirmation, the power of the voice, the power of asking, the power of saying what you want. In the era of COVID-19, people are so vexed. They are tumult in the act of Habalabalu. We have people coming in from across the borders. They are running away from the terror from across the border. They are coming in. They have to get tested. They have to be accepted in the community. If they test positive, they have to go to facilities, isolation facilities. Even when they come in, they have to go to the isolation facilities, quarantine facilities. And then this a question of why me, why, what's happening. And then I think as we put this topic, it's meant for us to care for each other, to give each other the support that we all need. COVID-19 cuts across the poor and the rich. However, the emotional healing is the number one element of the talk that we have. So now, the energy healing is using the 23 forces. Like we know, we've got the laws of the universe, and where actually sound came as the first energy. From the voice, let there be the universe. Now comes the light, Let there be light. Now we are looking at the light um, patterns. Um, we are able to communicate because we are using our sound energy, and we are able to communicate. We are using the new technology Zoom because you can see me, I can see you, can hear my voice. So in the midst of that, the vortex of the sound becomes a force that actually activates your inner higher planes. Because as a human being, you have got the body, and that physically feels the presence of the stress. It will manifest with weaknesses, pain, manifest with your sickness. Now we've got the mind, which is the DNA of thought that translates everything that comes from the soul. So we are made in those three planes, hence we are using the upper higher planes where God plays the major um, role as the creator with the Son and the Holy Spirit. If you believe in a messenger, then you will believe in everything that we will tell you. That is the mindset number one. In the era of COVID 19, you have to believe. And faith is the greatest energy, it is the greatest power, it is the greatest MC squared. Like energy is MC squared. And now with these tools, like love itself, LOVE, has got the energy, and it has to manifest, and we have to project it to those who need it in the era of COVID 19. At the same time, gratefulness, being grateful that we still have got the energy within our body, within our cells, within every organ. We are still alive. We still have got the mitochondrial um, energy, and then we can continue with our body processes without stress. Um, comes from the element of being grateful. If you are grateful, you are thankful that you have been given that energy from the universe. But this is another element that we are putting into our talk today. Um, Now, energy healing is part of the alternative um, health or medicine that originates from antiquity, long before um, the New Testament was a doctrine, long before um, um, were all born. So now, if we have to take a retrospective of the wisdom of the mother nature, some of the things, they are intuitive, so they come into our heads. You don't see them, but this is the wisdom that is taught to individuals. So now, the topic of today is very easy. While we are looking at the energy healing in the era of COVID-19, now we say we want to bring the vitality, health, energy. This can be brought in by looking at what is this energy healing, and then how do we practice the techniques. And when we look at the challenging planes of people with COVID, or people who are affected by COVID, how our economy is affected by the COVID, the supply chain of food. You understand, vitality of health is food. If you have got food, if you eat well, and then you get active, you exercise well, you do all the health checks, and you get all the vitality calculator, then you become healthy whether you are in a difficult situation or not. So now we will look at these big changes. We're looking at the energy itself from the scientific platform, that energy for us to help to do work, we need to have the higher energy, the higher frequency energy. The energy changes forms, and we will look at the semantics or what that gives us the whole mark of the benefit. So this talk, it's a new talk anyway. It's not in your spheres of knowledge. They don't teach these things in schools. So it's the wisdom that they won't teach you in school. So this is an opportunity for you to be part of the session. So the orbiting energy, it's a orbiting from the universe, from the atmosphere, from our body, and within ourselves. So this is how this energy is orbiting. So everything is energy. You are energy. Those trees that you see, they have energy. So we get the energy from the universe. This energy orbiting affects everybody: students, the family, people with fear, the COVID clients. Now, the low energy levels can be caused by so many things, like depression, negative self-talk, fear of the present situation. No, so we have to be mindful. Now, mindfulness is maintaining the moment of awareness of one's feelings, one's thoughts, our body sensation, our surrounding environment, especially in the era of COVID-19, so that we have a gentle nurturing of the present moment. So now, we are not relying on religion here. We are relying on the spirituality. Everybody, whenever there's a calamity or a disaster, whether you are brave or not, you will have fear. So when you have fear, the first thing that you will do is to say, "Oh, help me, God." That is to say, you are born spiritual. There is a belief that you have that is actually building you, that you know that if I can say, "Oh, help me, God," um, help will come as a miracle. Now, the only thing that we have to bank on when we have people, we have got a series of people who will say, "Okay, we are part of the community. We know this heavy COVID-19. Um, COVID-19, we are aware that it exists because we have lost so many people." That awareness becomes a feeling that comes with fear. Now, we have a series of people who are actually victims themselves. And as victims, they are subjected to all the environment that is actually not normal. They are isolated. They, they are isolated. They are on their own. They need to be nurtured. They need to be mentored. They need motivation. They need to be given comfort, spiritual words, and encouragement. Now, as it goes this way, that is to say, now we need to exit the energy that is going to give them the power will to be above the season. Yes. So as we need to give these people a support, we need to actually have mechanism, the tools to be able to do so. How can you get the support, the moral support, when you are isolated, you're in your own room? How can you get the motivation and the support when you are locked in, and when people will be afraid of you, and there's no direct contact with the people who are helping you? So now we need to come out with a new series of platforms or techniques where we can say we're using the energy healing, both the spiritual, the body, mind, and spirit. Um, so now we are coming out with the techniques of the energy orbiting, where we'll say meditation. If we teach these people how to meditate, think positively about the situation, then we'll come in good terms with the mother nature. If you believe, you get what you believe in. The theta meditation techniques, the brainwave um, techniques, the chakra activation techniques, the sound wave activation techniques, the manifestation magic techniques. These are all the things that we are not taught in school. Now, this is a platform where we say we go back to the revolutionary mechanisms where Mother Nature will teach you. You see the patterns, the Fibonacci patterns. You see patterns on the sky. You see patterns, the position of the sun, the position of the moon, the position of the stars. They are all coming out with a meaning, and this meaning it has to be translated into something that you will help you. We know from antiquity that the old people were able to predict when the rain is coming, when famine is coming, and when it's going to be cold. And all these predictions is by the look at the atmosphere, or the position of the sun, the position of the moon, by relating the cosmic plane, the cosmic ordering, as we say. Now, in the era of COVID-19, people don't have exercise. They are locked in. They are in fear. There's no comfort wherever they are. So now, talking to the inner higher self can help. If people are taught how to talk to the inner higher self through meditation with a positive um, talk, self-talk, say, I will beat this disease, I will breathe well, I will do lung heart therapy, I will exercise as I am in the isolation to beat this. It comes out with the techniques of theta meditation. That's a state where you actually talk to the inner higher self and the upper higher self, which is your greater. You tell them through the ayanda meditation, say, as it says, ask and you'll be given. So you want to manifest magic through positive self-talk. Everything that you want, whether it's to get that health, the wealth, the peace, the love, whatever the money that you need when you are in that condition, if you ask with a faith in the, the true faith, then you get the harmonic brainwave sound that says you have been given what you are asking for. So now, like we say, our talk of energy healing is not a topic that has been taught in school. We need to have a framework where we say, how do we support the people who are in isolation centers? How do we support people who are in um, quarantine centers? How do we support people who are in self-quarantine? How do we support each other as the people who are in the community, in the family, how do you support each other as the support structures, like the nursing structure, the paramedic? Because we need to have an energy, a positive energy that flows, that says we have to be able to help each other, so that everything that we want becomes true in reality. So we started very late. We will have major sessions that goes with this. We'll repeat from this synopsis. We will have different talks by different invited speakers. What we are putting here is the synopsis that you should know that through energy healing, by looking at the stars, by asking, everything is possible. You request not too small, but you request very big, because in the era of COVID-19, when you are in isolation, you need miracles to happen. You need a transformation to come into you. You need to enjoy the benefit of living. You need to have every vibe, everything. You deserve to have love, good caring, and good support, um, so that at least you are encouraged to live well. We understand COVID-19 is attacking the upper respiratory, the, the heart, and the brain. The major concentration of the angiotensin receptors is mainly in the upper respiratory tract. It's in the heart also. So the renin-angiotensin system here is locked down. That's why people suffer from um, breathing well. So doing the lung heart therapy exercises like yoga, part of the energy healing systems that we encourage people to change the mindset and know that these are the techniques which have been existing in antiquity. This is the bright secret, the knowledge that has been used by our forefathers from antiquity. There was a moment even in the Bible where um, our great prophets who had time to speak to their inner higher self and communicate with God. And miracles, transformation, joy, every vibe, everything, whatever we were deserving was happening. Miracle mind was happening. The psychological relief was happening. And therefore, the energy healing what was happening. That's why with miracle happening in the real platform, we have a vibe of the Zen, the good atmosphere where people are always saying, I feel good, I feel good, I feel healthy, I feel like I have got the power inside me. So now, the connection with the people is the most important thing when you are isolated. So there are no mechanisms. Man is not an island for isolation. So emotionally, spiritually, and physically, we need to be connected, even if you are in isolation. Now, that's why we need to have tools where we can use supportive mechanisms like the SMS, the Zoom, um, the, the meeting, whatever, the communication, WhatsApp, um, Skype, Facebook communication, and using the available IT mechanisms to support the people who are actually isolated, giving them the courage, the peace, the vibe, and then the zen that they need. The zen is the peace of the mind, the peace, the encouragement that the things will happen uh, in a miracle way. So we need to invest in that. That's why we need to have a collective way of, say, if there is a financial um, bearing to put in this technology. We need to invest and in putting the money for the airtime, whatever, so that we're able to pay the service provider. So now this a partnership that is being needed for us to connect with the people who are in the COVID. We need to also ask ask God to give us the laws of mindfulness, to have empathy, to be in the shoes of the people who are actually having the problem, um, to unite our brain, to have all the eyes um, of actually giving. We need to be a giving community, support each other through that. That's part of the energy healing. If you give, um, giving has got a biggest energy. When you are sharing with others, energy flows around you. So now we need to train ourselves to develop uh, with oneself to be a giving person. So we need to do things um, that you want other people to do. So do things you would like other people to do for you. So if you want to be given, give. Do things you like to do. Let those people do things that they are able to do. So the goal here is to keep the mountain. If we have the highest mountain like COVID-19, together we can beat it together. We can take this journey from the journey of other people who have beaten it before. So now, if I ask and benchmark with other countries, how are they supporting their people in isolation centers or in quarantine centers, or even the people who are in self quarantine, the community at large, because there are no sports, um, clubs, everything has been locked in. Social distancing, it's the theme of the day. The, all the sports have been closed, so now there's no platform for social interaction. Hence, we need to take this wind of fear away. So now, if we have to um, take it from the people who have actually created the platform of energy healing, they have developed even the house party. You know, the house party, the pajama party. House party, that's where the DJs, they just make their own music, and then you buy whatever the clips they performed during the house party. So now putting the clarity, see more clarity and opportunity on COVID-19 becomes part of the energy healing as well. So now I'm going to say we need to also support the people who actually are giving care to people who are in isolation center. Like preparing them to be able to support them, to be able to give them the customer service they deserve. They, they need to be trained. Um, so we need to also train them how to be good carers. That is to say, the energy healing we are talking about, it's not something that you can buy, but it's something that is already there, something that has already been created by the universe itself. Only what you have to do is to be able to ask from the universe through the positive affirmation, through prayer, through um, positive thinking, emotional, high level charging, so that we do the best decisions to combat the current reality of COVID-19. That is to say, with the positive thinking, positive energy, we will have abundance of information, abundance of intelligence, abundance of um, intuition, what to do, will be having the high energy of happiness, even though we are in the midst of COVID-19. We will have all the wisdom or the knowledge of how can we best help each other combat this, how best can we have the best national strategies and national implementation responses, and then how can we bring back the economy together, how can we reflect on the indigenous knowledge systems, what the people before us have been doing when there was a calamity or a disaster to maintain the wealth and the bioeconomy. um, all the sectors of the economy will be paying tribute to saying, let's not be depressed by COVID-19. Let's not be angry because it's there. Let's let us not have fear. Let us not be frustrated. Let us actually wake up, create the opportunity out of the calamity that is happening. Because if we are talking about energy, we are talking about anything in the universe, and that anything in the universe is energy. So if you want to have money, you have to actually go into the mountains, um, get ore from the mountains. If you want to have a good financial, plant trees. If you want food, go to the fields. Um, the time will be running out because we delayed to have a start with our talk. But we will invite some speakers to come out, give us the techniques of this energy healing. How best can I do the energy healing when I'm alone in the isolation? How best will I also teach the young ones how to do the energy healing? Because actually, at the present moment, churches are closed. That's where we get our emotional support. Sports schools are closed. There's a turmoil. Everybody is looking at a new culture that is coming out with COVID-19. So we need to have a total manifestation of love, happiness, um, bring abundance, success, and then help each other to overcome this. Now, there is a quote by one writer who says, "Those who do more than they are paid for will sooner or later be willingly paid for more than what they have done." So now, if we search for the meaning in life, we should fulfill the meaning or the purpose of helping others to help themselves. So we have to start now with nothing, but use the generosity that we have, the gift of our brain, to start the gift of giving. Those who are affected, on those who are already COVID positive, those who are in isolation, because if we do render the gift of giving to support the people with COVID-19 or all the structures, that is the path that we will be using. That thought, the information, the journey that we'll go through will be easing the hardships, because where there's love, there's no hardship. Where there's love, there's no fear. Where there's peace, there's no hatred. Where there's happiness, there's no sorrow. Now, where all these positive things exist, there's good business. So if we want to run the business of the day with the energy healing, we have to use the powerful words of body, mind, and spirit. We have to use the techniques and the tools like the capacitor to be able to grade the fundamentals of body mind shifting. We have to be able to attract all the 9 energy systems through the chakra activation and our physical protection with the aura we have. We have to be able to go through the numerology, know about our life path, our destiny number, including our numerology number. Because if you know where you are aligned, to the universe, which matrix are you aligned in the universe, then you'll be able to align yourself with um, the positive platform of energy healing. A lot of people, you know, that you would like to talk because in the world we have got the meridians, the the paths where different poles, um, phases on planes meet in the universe. So there are some sacred places that you can visit, and then when you are there, the energy on the universe that flows there is taking off all your emotional stress, physical stress, even your spiritual stress. That's why touring to Egypt and going to places like Israel, some people find it as places of tourism that also give them the health benefit through the energy healing. We have places even here in Africa. If you go to Ngome or you go to places like Moria, people get the spiritual awakening, and then they also benefit from the emotional stress relief. If you go to Semongo, for example, in Lesotho, if you look at the geographic areas of places like Tababusi, you find that they are meridians. So even our body, within our body, when you do the acupressure, there are some meridians. That's where when you do the acupressure or you do the massage techniques, you find that somebody is relieved off from the pressures of the body, mind, and soul stress. These are the techniques that we think within the sessions that we are going to start from now on by the best renowned chakra activators, um, the aura activators, people who are employing the energy healing, the techniques that I've already talked about, by vibrating our energy levels to affect our body health and well-being, especially in the era of COVID-19. We will be actually in a phase where we say we are living a new platform of life. We are transformed into a new grid of connecting ourselves, connecting with the universe, connecting with the creator of the universe. We will have the vibration of the planet, the vibration of good, and then the vibration of the universe is the alignment with or communication with God Himself, the Creator. So, with this new concept of energy healing, energy which is MC squared, energy which comes from light and the sound, energy that is can neither be created, can neither be destroyed, but it can change forms. So it changes forms and it flows around us. It flows even within our body. So we only have to have the consciousness of activating it through this talk. Like I said, the light, the sound, the vibration, and the intensity of the energy uh, becomes an element. If it's aligned, there's no disease. If it's off the alignment, there is disease, there is depression. And then once we have depression, all the metabolic processes, all the endocrinological processes, disease occurs. Now we are talking mainly on the renin-angiotensin activation system, the higher energy level activation system to boost up people with COVID-19. And now, if we do so, and so we need to employ a new concept of energy healing that is so cheap, it's easily available, God given. And then the next um, phase of our session will be at 3 o'clock. So invite your friends to the actual practical energy healing session, which will be conducted by the well most renowned energy healers. Only what I do through this platform is to give you an introduction to the energy healing section uh, for people in Lesotho who are actually um, within the system of COVID um, mitigation. Uh, you can also join us on thinktankent.com. We have a platform where we can also do the energy healing. And with this small talk, let's meet at 3 o'clock. Thank you very much. Thank you for that good introduction. Thank you.